ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Loose Collector action figure review on the Loose Collectors The Crypt Monster Hyde. I did back this Kickstarter, and oh my goodness, this thing is hefty. It just showed up the other day, and I'm very excited to open this. Decent looking packaging over here, you know, can't really complain about it. No window or anything though. Nice image right there of Mr. Hyde on the side right there. Another product shot, 1/12 scale deluxe figure. And then on the back, you can see a whole bunch of product shots. You get different display options over here. There's a read up on the back. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. Then on this side, you can see it says The Monster Hyde. And then on the top, it says The Monster Hyde. And not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, if you're trying to get your Loose Collector figures, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's Mr. Hyde out of the packaging, and oh, this thing is huge. It is a large, chunky, muscly figure with some back butt up on the top over there. And we get some cool accessories to go along with this figure as well. But man, what a beastly piece. Just first impressions, it's a big, heavy, hunky piece of figure. Anyway, let's get a closer look at those accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at Mr. Hyde. So here's all the accessories that we get with the Monster Hyde. Not to be confused with Mr. Hyde, it's Monster Hyde, sorry. But yeah, you get two sets of hands over here, and these fisted hands look really good. I love the flesh tone, love the texturing, even on the hinges right over here. Really cool paint applications, and I love the nicked up fingernails right over there. That looks cool. They're all nicked and torn and gashed and stuff, and you can see some of the paint kind of coming off a little bit in the hinges right over here. I will say that that is a gripe of mine. It feels like in some parts of this, the paint kind of comes off easy. It almost feels like a custom in some ways. Not like a 978 or pounds 978 custom, but like, you know, but customs where the paint comes off, you know. But yeah, you can see a little bit of that paint from the jacket came off on there. And then you get two different head sculpts. You have one with hair, and they both look really good. I love the paint for the eyes right over here. The hair looks really good. Love the color variation in there. Looks really cool to me. Love the teeth and the gums. Very nice looking head sculpt. And then you also have the hat wearing one. And this looks really good too. I love that huge gash going across the face. Having a head sculpt where he has the hat on and not making the screaming face would be kind of neat. You know, you can't really fit this on top of this head right over here. You could kind of use sticky tack or something to make that happen. And you can see a little bit of the paint has come off on the top of the head right over here from taking the hat on and off. Now keep in mind the lack of paint over here came that way. I'm seeing just a little bit of smearing right over there. But this purposefully came with less paint on the top of the head. And then you just want to follow the shape right there with the eyebrows. And then boom, you have the hat on head. And it looks pretty good, man. I really like this hat. Looks all crumpled and nice black paint over there, so pretty cool. Not the same kind of style hat as we got with Mr. Hyde from the Marvel Legends series, but as you can see, their head sizes are very close in size, so that's pretty cool. I was able to get this on the figure, but not really support it. Like, you can't peg it on here, you can just rest it up there. And then you have the jacket right over here, looking really cool with the texturing. I really like that a lot. See all the tattered goodness in the sculpt right over here. Really like that texturing with the black paint. Looks really good to me. So I'm very pleased with having this option right over here. All you gotta do is just drape it over the figure like that, and you're good to go. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, you may want to heat up the heads and hands when you're swapping them around, and just to demonstrate, try to make sure that this ball joint is facing outward like that, and that's the best way to get that pegged on there. There you go. Again, I love the aesthetics of this thing. Jacket looks really good, and you could go ahead and remove it as I showed that you could put it on, and holy crap, the amount of muscles on this thing is just freaking insane, man. Look at all these sculpted details, all the veins. I really do like the paint applications. Look at those shoulders over there. Huge old, I called it butt back earlier because from certain angles it kind of looks like a butt, you know what I mean? But it's like the muscly butt. Stop thinking about butts, dude. What's wrong with you, okay? So this is just insane. I just love how massive and chunky this is. Again, though, the paint on the coat, it comes off very easily. So I'm not a fan of that. I could just smear that off with my thumb, but still, it kind of has like this gunky feeling to it. This is a little odd looking to me, a little tree trunky, but still, you know, just very strong back muscles over here. Love how the abs look right there. I'll get into the articulation in a moment, but I really like how this can come over this section right here. That looks really good with the gold. You have some nice black mixed in here with the green. Again, it really matches the green that we saw on the Marvel Legend figure, so I think that's very cool to see. Love the tattered legs right there, the tattered shorts. There's your Monster Hyde butt right there, and then the legs look really big and chunky and muscular and everything. And then, of course, you have those beat-up Monster Hyde toes. Looking really good. Love how nicked up these are. And then again, looking at this arm right here, the veins just protruding from the arms looks fantastic. On the back of the joints, doesn't look too bad right over there. So pretty cool, man. And no peg holes at the bottom of the feet or details. It's all just super flat and smooth. What about those of us that want the details on the bottom of the feet? I don't care about details on the bottom of the feet. So the articulation is pretty awesome. While I had mentioned heating up the hands and heads for swapping out would be a good idea, you don't have to do that for articulating the rest of the figure. As far as moving the head up goes, and he can look up just that far. The hat sneaks in there very nicely. I do like that, but he could get actually a little bit more range of movement looking up right there. Can move the head down. It does turn side to side at a swivel. I almost wish we had another joint here at the base of the neck, like where it could stick outward a little bit. So it kind of has like a swinging angle to it when you rotate it around, and it does pivot a little bit. So it's not horrible. It's just, I wish it could get a little bit more range of movement turning side to side. And then as far as the shoulders go, there's no butterfly joints over here, but you can move the shoulders outward that much. And you can move them all the way down in that far. They rotate a full 360. And then they have a bicep swivel. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. Wish we had rotation at the elbow as well. And then the wrists all turn side to side and hinge up and down. And then really good diaphragm joint over here. It turns side to side. Good diaphragm pivoting and good crunching forward and good crunching back. And then you also get a waist cut over here. And then the hips do move outward that far. And he will kick forward that much and back a tiny bit, upper thigh cut. Good double jointed knees. Let's see how far I can get that bent. Damn, look at that. That is sick. Yeah, so that bends in very far. Then the ankles do move down, and they do move up. He has beautiful ankle pivot and toe articulation. Now to measure out this Mr. Hyde figure with the hat on and everything, you can see he's up to about 10 inches tall. I guess, like, without the hat, it would just go up to the back about 9.5 inches, or maybe just a little bit less than 10 inches. And then for a Hyde size comparison, you can see we have our Monster Hyde next to the Marvel Legends Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure. And yeah, I like how this one's a lot bigger than this one. This is still really, really massive. Just curious to see. I mean, I already popped this head off and put it over there, but I just wanted to see how one of these loose collector heads would fit on this. And you could kind of make that work. He's going to always be looking up, so it's not going to fit really that well. Then here's the Mr. Hyde figure next to a couple Marvel Select figures. These are the biggest hulky figures that I have in my collection. We have the latest Hulk body mold right here with the Red Hulk, and then we have one of the earliest figures I've ever reviewed on this channel, or actually the first Marvel figure I ever reviewed on my YouTube channel. We have the Marvel Select Hulk from way back in the day. And while these do stand a little bit taller than Monster Hyde over here, this is the girthiest, most massive of the three. I mean, wow, what a huge figure. Almost a little too big, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe if it was just a little bit smaller, it would fit in better with a Marvel Select display, but at the same time, I like how huge this thing is. Oh, that's what she said. Then here's Monster Hyde. Next to some large Marvel Legends figures, we have the 80 Years Hulk right over here, and we have the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure. And I don't know if Mr. Hyde is supposed to be larger than Hulk or Juggernaut. I thought maybe closer to the same size. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Then here's Monster Hyde next to a couple Invisible Man figures. Yeah, if you remember the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen books, if you've read that, I highly recommend it. Written by Alan Moore, and yeah, gruesome scene between these two. Anyway, here's the NECA Toys Invisible Man, and here is the Jada Toys Invisible Man figure. So I guess you could fit this on a Universal Monsters shelf or a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen shelf, maybe. Then here's Monster Hyde next to the Marvel Legends King Cobra figure, and I've heard a lot about people having a broken thigh cut on this, and I have not experienced that. Just up until recently. No. Bill Maru, help me. Then here's the Monster Hyde figure next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Inner Letdown Spider-Man. Who wears short shorts? You wear short shorts! So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you show some love by simply clicking that like button. And if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can get to 1 million subscribers. And big thanks to you guys for watching. Also, I hope the video helps you in your decision making when it comes to these kinds of purchases. And this figure is a lot of fun. It's a huge, chunky figure. I haven't really totally settled exactly 100% where this is going to go on the shelf. Like, I have mixed feelings about it. It could fit into a Marvel Select display. It could fit into a Universal Monsters display, right? It could fit into a Marvel Legends display if you really want it to. So there's several places where this thing could go, and I haven't totally decided. But, you know, that's kind of a fun problem to have. I'm not thinking about picking up a second one. It's not cheap, and it's fairly large, and I do think it's very cool. My gripes with the figure are basically just with the paint applications, especially on the coat, kind of coming off a lot easier than I'd like to see it. Maybe some parts of the articulation could be a little bit more fluid. We don't have any butterfly joints on the figure, so that's a little bit of a nitpick, but for the most part, I think this thing is very impressive, and I do like it a lot. And at the price point, it's not cheap by any means, but remember, this was a Kickstarter campaign, and I think this ran me around $75, somewhere around there. Maybe more expensive now since the Kickstarter has ended. I believe it's still at BBTS. So anyway, for the price point of around $75 to $100, but I did pay around $75 for it, I'm going to give it a Sun rating of...
I love it!
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comment section below. I do read the comments. If you want to see the latest in action figure news, you can find it all over at toynewseye.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. We got a giveaway this Thursday, so I hope to see you there, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.